All right, so I just want to welcome you guys and thank you for joining us in December. We know that December can get crazy because of the holidays and whatever, but just know that really take this at your own pace. We're sharing a lot of information with you, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, but just know that this is your business, so you can take it at your own pace, right? So we're going to start with introductions, and then so I'll introduce myself, and then I'll have Jackie introduce herself, and then we'll have each of you introduce yourselves, and then we'll talk about expectations of the group, and kind of, like I said, you're going to go at your own pace, but we'll kind of talk about what will be happening in the next month. And then if you have any questions, we can answer some questions tonight. But I will start. So I am Amanda Huber. I've been a coach for 3 years. And this little business that I started to just help people stay accountable has just grown into something that I never thought it could grow into. And actually it's continuing to grow for me. And I've been up and down and all over the place just because my life is crazy. But really it comes down to right now is that I'm ready to quit my full-time job. I'm not happy in my full-time job. This is where my passion is. This is what I want to do. I want to build a name for myself, a name for this business, a name for just helping women be confident and happy and healthy and living a life that we deserve, that we can live. So I am 38 years old and I'm single and I live in the city of Chicago. So I live a very social life, probably unlike most of you on this call. So I live a very, not a mom, not a, not a wife. So my life, but I do have a full-time job as a director of innovative learning for a school district. So that is a pretty demanding job right now. But unfortunately, like I said, I'm not extremely happy there. So some days it's, especially on Monday mornings, it's hard to get up and go to work. I would rather get up and do this. So all day long and just talk to people like you guys and help people and, create content to help people and add value to people's lives. So really that's what I feel like this business is about. So I started coaching 3 years ago, basically because I wanted to help other women feel the way that I felt after just 2 weeks in a clean eating group and probably about 2 weeks in a full, quote unquote, full-time paid challenge group. If you don't know what I'm talking about with paid challenge groups, you'll learn throughout the month that there's different types of challenge groups that you might run. But the first one was a free clean eating group that my coach, Lindsay, if you haven't met Lindsay yet or seen her in any of our pages or groups, Lindsay started coaching probably about 6 months before I did at 25 weeks pregnant. And I saw her posting all over Facebook about doing turbo fire at home and eating clean and all of these things. And I was intrigued and thought she was nuts at first. But then I was intrigued. My best friend was fighting cancer at the time and was actually in remission at the time and was learning all about eating clean and adding whole foods and an alkaline diet rather than an acidic diet, all of these things. And so I really wanted to learn more with her to help fight this cancer with her. Unfortunately, you'll learn throughout as you learn more about me, but she ended up not making it and passed away 2 years ago. So that stinks, but I've grown a lot from going through that experience. In many ways than one. So that experience sucks. So if you watch my video, I think I posted last week, going through something bad sucks in the moment, but you all can always learn something from it and grow from it. So anyways, from then, that was November of 2013. Hi, Kate.
Hey,
November 2013. Hey. I ran my first challenge group. I think even I started a free challenge group, I think before I even became an official coach. I hit Success Club in January of 2014, and I've hit Success Club every month since. Whether my business has been in the dumps, I've always helped at least 3 people a month do something and help change their lives. So that's just a little bit about me. You'll learn more about me throughout the month, throughout the group. But basically my why then was to just start helping people and pay it forward from how I was feeling from being in a challenge group. Become a lot more than that, but just know that when you start your why, and your why changes a lot throughout the business as you continue to grow as a person, as your business continues to grow, as you continue to pay it forward and help more people, a lot of things change. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Jackie, and then we can do introductions all around.
Hi guys, I'm Jackie. Amanda is my coach. I've been with Beachbody since about May of this year. I'm an Emerald. I'm different than Amanda. I do not live a social life. I am a mom of 2 kids in the suburbs. I work a full-time job. So for those of you who works full-time, who actually works out of the home, everybody almost?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay, so it can be challenging. I'm not going to lie to you. You have to learn how to manage your time. I struggled with that a little bit at first, but once you get that down, the biggest piece of advice I could give you is don't compare yourself to others that do not work outside the home, because you're totally on a different scale than they are. And sometimes when you let that get the best of you, that discourages you, and it shouldn't be, because everybody's different and everybody brings their own things to the table, and you do things at your own pace, and it's okay. So that is the best advice I could give you. You don't want to compare yourself to others, because it does get discouraging. Like I said, I'm a mom of 2. I have a 16-year-old daughter. That's fun. And I have a 10-year-old son, almost 11. They keep me on my toes. I'm married. Like I said, I work full-time downtown. I'm a paralegal and office manager for a personal injury attorney. I don't plan on ever leaving there. I'd like to work this business part-time and make full-time money if possible, right? I started this group because I was a very heavy smoker for 18 years. And long story short, I finally kicked the habit. It's going to be a year on January 1st. Miracles happen, pigs flies. Oh my God, it happened. But after I got my quit under control, I wanted to make everything in my life positive and healthy. And that's kind of where I'm at now. So my life has totally done a 360, and I love the way I feel. I love the positivity of our fit family. Everything is so, there's so much love and so much positivity and caring and genuineness in this group, guys. I can't begin to explain that enough. And I needed that in my life. Not that I don't have it, but I really, I don't know what I'd do without it. I love it. I love our fitness family, and you guys are going to love it too. And we're all here for you. So no question is stupid. And again, I'm going to say it 100 times. Don't compare yourself to others, because that literally will become discouraging. And every one of you are special, and will connect with different people in different ways at your own pace. And that's okay. So that's what I've got.
Love it.
All right.
The comparing to others it's a struggle, but it's something that you continuously learn through personal development. That is one thing. That is something that I've grown a lot in. It's still a struggle some days. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're all women and we struggle with that. But it's definitely something that through personal development. So I'm like the personal development queen. Like I'm constantly listening to podcasts or audiobooks or reading a book or something. Like in my car, I'm constantly have something going, just because I just am always wanting to learn more about myself and grow myself more. And that is one huge thing that I never did before this business. And because it's one of our vital behaviors, I incorporated it into my life and am just so grateful for it. So I would love to hear more about you guys. So does anyone want to volunteer? Just start. Just tell us like who you are and maybe why you became a coach.
I'll start.
Awesome.
I'm Jennifer. I live in the burbs. I live in Brookfield. I'm married. I have 2 little boys. They're 6 and 7. I started with Beachbody. I actually started my kind of get healthy weight loss journey about 18 months ago. Then I discovered Beachbody just from watching a T25 commercial. And I thought, yeah, I'm gonna try that. So it was January of this year. So altogether, I've lost about 60 pounds. So I just really love Beachbody. I like that the workouts are at home, and it kind of like, I feel like I want to spread the word. Like, it worked for me. I feel like anybody can do a 30-minute home workout.
Mhm.
Maybe you don't have time to go to the gym, but I feel like anyone can do this. So kind of want to spread the word.
Awesome.
Love it. Pay it forward. I don't know. That's like
Yep.
my brain today. I think because I listened to the National Wake Up Call today, and she kept talking about paying it forward. And I just love that. It's so true, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's next?
I can introduce myself.
Say, how about
I got a new coach.
Yeah, I was going to say, how about Kate goes, because Kate's Jennifer's coach.
Okay. So I'm Kate, and I live in Brookfield. I have 2 kids. They're 6 and 8, almost 7 and 9 in the next month. And I'm a stay-at-home mom, so most people do. But even when you're at home,
Now I can.
because it says the internet connection was unstable. Okay. So I was gonna say, even though I'm at home, you're always, I think, with this business, racing against the clock. I feel like the kids leave and I'm working, and I feel like I'm just constantly like, oh, do I have enough time to do stuff? Let me see. I started Beachbody. It's only been like 3 months, so I'm relatively new. And is it 3 months? In September, October, November. So this is my 4th month. And I've run 4 groups, and I jumped full time, and I was pressured to get a full-time job. And somehow the universe, everything was lined up for me, and Jackie popped into my life, and I was able to, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You keep freezing a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, because you guys keep freezing, so I don't know if I'm talking to nobody.
We can hear
All right. So, no, yeah, Jackie was at my house for a party and or for a planning meeting, and I started following her on Facebook, and it just something about it called to me. I did the coach's sneak peek, and right away I signed on as a coach. I didn't even do the program. So usually it's the other way around, but for me it wasn't like that. I just had a good feeling about it, and I was right. So so I jumped right in, and it's just been amazing for me so far. So I know this is just the beginning of my journey, and I'm still learning every day. And I learned from all the other coaches, and Jackie's right. Don't compare yourself against anybody. Go at your own pace. I know at first I was just so overwhelmed. Like, you got to go on Canva and design stuff, and then you got to go, you got to make sure you're posting, and there's just so many things that you feel like you have to do. Just take it in slowly, and it becomes a lot easier.
And we're gonna.
And what else? I think that's it. I mean, I look forward to helping you guys on this journey. And if you need any help, go ahead and message me.
And we'll talk about time management a lot, because that is huge. Like, if you don't have a to-do list, which we'll share with, like, what are the actual things you should be doing every day, and then what the extras are. Because making the pretty Canva pictures and making all these awesome, wonderful, beautiful pictures, those are extras, guys, honestly. They're great, but they're extras. So your time should be spent on the vital activities and the vital behaviors, which we'll talk about. But then all that extra stuff, if you have extra time, if you have an extra 10 minutes to go make a pretty photo, then do that. But really it's about messaging, connecting with others, inviting others, adding people to your network, adding value to people's lives. And then that extra stuff, the pretty fun stuff. I know that's fun stuff, and that's where you want to be spending your time sometimes, but really. And then another thing that resonated with me that Kate said was that she's still learning. Yeah, she's only 3 months in the business. I'm 3 years in the business, and I'm still learning. I was messaging Susan earlier today, and we were talking about objections, and she's asking me, how can I respond to this person? How can I respond to this person? And I'm still learning about objections, and I'm like, so am I. Like, it's still hard to, like, respond to people sometimes with the right, and I always come down to, like, if I can't respond to them right then like walk away. Then like walk away for a second. Maybe it'll come to me later and I can respond later. Or maybe it's just not the right fit or it's not the right time for that person too. So always remember that, because Susan's going through something with somebody right now, and we'll get through it, but just know that it's okay. Like take your time with it. It's not going to be this rush to like an immediate coach sometimes or an immediate challenger, you know? Like if you keep the relationship going and keep the conversation going, not always about Beachbody, you're developing that relationship with somebody. They're going to continue following you. They're going to see your posts, and eventually they may come around. So who's next? Let's maybe go to Melissa and then Susan and then Emily. That's okay.
Okay, so I started doing Beachbody in April. Susan is my coach, and one thing led to another, and I joined. So I made the jump to coach in June after completing 3 rounds. And I just loved it so much, and I wanted to share it with everybody else. And I am having some kind of roadblocks at work. Not like I love my job, but I just find that it's not challenging enough right now. I'm kind of not stuck, but I'm just kind of like at the top of where I can go, and I'm not really interested in moving into other positions. So I was looking for something else to kind of like fill my time and be, more exciting. So, and then I get to, help people is great too. So yeah, I found out actually the week I signed up to be a coach, I actually found out I was pregnant. So I'm 22 weeks now. And it's been a bit of a challenge because I had some complications at the beginning of my pregnancy, and I felt like I was really stuck because I wasn't able to, be the product of the product. So I was really discouraged for a while, but Susan, talked me through it. She really helped me kind of push through, and, here we are today, and I'm doing this group, and it's this week and a half, 2 weeks have been amazing. Like I've really kind of kickstarted it, and I've got back into it, and we just finished a 5-day crockpot group. We're running a 5-day clean eating group now. We're starting a challenge group, a 30-day challenge group next week, and things are really picking up and moving forward, and I'm really excited. So
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Being a product of the product is definitely important, but there are times in your life that like things come up, and but you can still be eating healthy and like promoting that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Even being pregnant, right? If you're
Every day.
like, even sharing that struggle that I am pregnant and I do want to do this, but I can't, and like that's going to connect you with people a lot. So just remember that. All right, Susan, let's hear about you.
Okay, hi. Melissa and I actually live in Canada, so we're a little
Yeah.
far from you guys. We're building this into an international team now.
I know, I
So
love it.
Melissa and I work together. That's how we ended up becoming friends and her signing up for me. So my story is kind of different because I started as a coach 3 years ago. I just saw a random post online about Shakeology, and I tried it, and I signed up with a coach. And pretty much 2 weeks after I started, she decided that she just wasn't going to do it anymore and kind of bailed. And there wasn't really a team in place there, so I didn't know what I was doing, and I lost it completely and just gave up. And then I think it was last February, I decided I wanted to start working out again. So I started doing Turbo Jam because that's what I had at the time. And then I went on, there's a Facebook page for sharing 21-day fix recipes and stuff. I don't know if you guys know, like the Forks to Fix page or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I went on there and I just kind of shared my story, and a couple people reached out, and I had connected with a couple of them, and Nisa was one of the people that I connected with. So I signed up with her with a new program as a coach, and that's how I ended up on your team, Amanda. Yeah. And so I've been doing it since February. I just had a baby, so I know what Melissa's going through because I went through trying to coach while pregnant. And I was trying to tell her the other day, the one thing that's nice about being pregnant is everybody wants to look at the cute pregnant girl working out. Everybody does that. So utilize that, use that, because people will love that. So now my daughter's 5 months old, and I'm just really trying to get back into the swing of things. I'm kind of somewhat starting to figure out the mom of 2 kids thing. It's a little hard. Going from 1 to 2, quite difficult. But I'm figuring it out. So, and like Melissa said, we got a lot of momentum going on right now, a lot of groups, and a lot of stuff going on. I would say I don't have a trouble so much posting or connecting, but like Amanda was saying, my trouble is kind of objections. So the one thing for us is, Shakeology is a little bit expensive to begin with, but it's even more expensive up here for us. It's $160 a month. So it's a little harder to sell because we can't use the whole, it's under $5 a day because it's not. So again, I'm just struggling with objections, but other than that, I'm loving it. I love talking to people. This is probably the only time that I get to not be a mom is when I get to just connect with other women through coaching. So I really appreciate that, Fred. That's it. That's all I got.
Great, thank you. And we'll talk more about objections all month, throughout the month. And then Emily.
Hi. My name's Emily. I met Amanda 8 years ago. She's my coach, but we started teaching math. Yeah, so she was a 7th grade math teacher and I was an 8th grade math teacher. I had been doing Beachbody programs even before that, like with when P90X came out, and I've done a few programs since. But I just recently became a coach last month, and I also found out I was pregnant pretty much right when I became a coach. So I'm now 7 weeks pregnant, and I'm on my last day tomorrow of Quarter Force, which I'm kind of excited for because the workouts are really long, and I'm starting to get nauseous. So I'm still a teacher. I love teaching. I teach 6th grade math now in a different school district. But my why is just because the accountability groups, the challenge groups really help me stay, on it. And I love that. And if I can do them like consistently, I think that will keep me positive and motivate me, and in turn then motivate a bunch of other people. So I'm excited. Everything's really quick right now, but I'm up for the challenge, and I think it's been really great so far. I'm married. I have 1 daughter already. She's a year and a half. And I also live in the suburbs of Illinois. So that's about it.
And I did find out, just so you all know, Mary Fran and Sheila are Mary Fran's not ready for a group right now. So she's going to pull out. So it's just going to be us for the month. So I did want to find out, I know Emily, because I'm Emily's coach, but so I do know that Emily's like gone through the 5-part welcome and a new coach call with me, and she's finished all of the university. So how about Jennifer? Are you have you finished the university? Are you still in part of the university?
I'm still finishing up the university. I've done all the other stuff.
Okay. And how about Melissa?
I think I have a few more videos in the university, but for the most part, I'm pretty much done.
Okay, good. Because that's something that so we have revamped how we run new coach groups a few times. We being myself with Lindsay. So I'm just recently pulling away from, not in a bad way. I hate when I say that because I feel like it's bad. But Lindsay and I have been in this business together for 3 years. And we've done almost everything together. We've grown that we've built that university together. We pulled away from Lindsay's coach, Christina, and kind of did our own thing together for the last 3 years, essentially. And it's now time for me to kind of pull away from Lindsay. So her team's getting really big, and it's my time to start leading my own team and not relying on Lindsay or doing everything together. We still definitely will do things together. You'll still definitely see me active in Goal Getters. We do Goal Getter events. We have Goal Getter team calls and all of that. But there will be more Fit Warriors. So Fit Warriors is my team. There will be more things that I'm leading. One of those being that I pulled away from doing the new coach group with the Goal Getters, or with Lindsay. And Jackie and I decided to do it this month for Fit Warriors. So it's actually really nice that there's only 3 of you, and then there's 4 of us coaches. Jackie and I will be the lead coaches. We've asked Susan and Kate to kind of be in the group with us to kind of know what you're going through, know the things that we're posting, know the questions that you're asking, but then essentially to reach out to you individually. And then I would reach out to Emily individually if there's, throughout the time to just continue to support you. So this is a new way of doing. We've changed how new coach groups have been in quite a few times. It used to just be, we did not have the university. It used to just be kind of what we're doing right now, but there were more videos each week, and then posts and videos for you to watch each week for a month. And then we changed it, and we created the university, which I love because you can kind of go at your own pace. You can watch 4 videos in a day if you want. You can watch 1 a day. You can really just go through that checklist and do that on your own. So right before we started this group, so the last probably maybe 6 months, we had people going through the university while they were in a new coach group. And there really weren't daily posts. We might post once in a while in the new coach group, but really we wanted people in the university. Now I'm finding that I really want people to be almost done with the university once they get in the new coach group. So go through the 5-part welcome, have your new coach call, and be almost done with the university by the time you get into the new coach group. Because then what we want to focus on here is all the ins and outs. Well, some of the stuff will be repeats for sure of what you've learned in the university, but it doesn't hurt to hear things more than once for sure. You'll hear it a lot of times, right? Until it really makes sense and you understand it and you can teach others about it. But then really to focus on what are the daily activities? And we talk about accountability as a challenger in a challenge group. This is kind of your accountability group as a coach, what you should be doing each day as a coach. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Maybe I'll have Jackie talk about the tracker here in a minute, and kind of, because she created that tracker for you. It is a little bit more condensed as a new coach. We really talk about kind of the power of 3s, but I'll let Jackie talk about that in a minute. And then we used to do a weekly call with the new coaches. And I felt that it almost was too much, because we'd have Monday night team calls, and then we'd want you to get on a Thursday night new coach call. And it's a lot. And especially in December, but it's a lot in general, just even for me to have 2 nights a week that I need to get on a call with people. So I've changed the call schedule a little bit, and we kind of changed things of how we're going to do the kind of new coach support. So I just posted the call schedule in Fit Warriors last night, but just kind of recap and explain it to you guys. So the first Monday of every month will be a new coach call. Hence, right now, we're on the new coach call for the first Monday of the month. Each month we'll start a new coach group. So if you feel that we don't want you to go in the new coach group 5 times, but you could go 2 months in a row, but many times just know that some of it will be repeat material. But again, like I said, it doesn't hurt to hear it more than once. But if you feel yeah?
Sorry, should we be in it every time we have a new coach? If we have signed a new coach and they are going to be in the January group, we should be in it too, right?
Yeah, I would suggest so. Yes. So I would always I message you guys separately. Hey, you have new coaches in the new coach group. Can you just be in the group just to know what they're what content they're getting, if they're asking questions, just so you can kind of, are they checking in? If you don't see them checking in, so you can check in with them and kind of see how they're doing. And I feel like this is a little bit more duplicatable for when you have coaches, it'll be a little bit easier for you. So the first Monday of the month is going to be your coach group call. Second Monday of the month is a goal getters call, which it's been for over a year, and Lindsay runs that call. The third Monday of the month, we're changing, and we're going to do a live power hour. So you learned about power hour in the university. If you haven't, you will, but basically it's your work hour, doing your daily activities, connecting with people, inviting, adding to your network, those types of things, checking your online office, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do that as a as a team. We're also going to do a live sneak peek, which you may not be ready for, but just know that's part of that. And then the fourth Monday, this is changing. It's going to be just a Fit Warriors downline call. In the past, I've run the fourth Monday call before the goal getters. So the goal getters are going to have their own call. We are still a part of the goal getters, so I don't want you to get confused. But the Fit Warriors call is going to be on that fourth Monday. Then on Thursday nights, just for this new coach group, Jackie or myself are going to go live in our new coach group. So at 8 o'clock. So same time, we try and keep it at the same time, and basically give a tip, and then also be there to answer questions. So you can get on and like comment if you have a question, and Jackie or I, whoever's doing it, like Jackie has this Thursday, and then I have next Thursday, she has the following, and then I have the following. So then it's just an extra night that you can get us live if you need to. Okay, so we'll give a tip. Many times it might be a tip on whatever we've been learning that week, or if you've had questions throughout the week, we may respond to them in text and then elaborate on them more when we go live in the group. I found that going live is just really helpful, and it's just like you can get stuff out really quick in the group. Jackie, am I missing anything? Besides, do you want to talk about, do you want me to?
Can you share the screen and pull it up?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And while she's doing that, I did want to say there's so many posts that are going on and so many different things that you may use later on. So the group will always be there for you to utilize. So in 3 months from now, we're not going to, Amanda, we're not deleting the group, right?
Oh, right. That's a good question. Yeah.
Okay. So you can always go back and look at things. And then, you know, as far as different, right now, the things she's going to share with you, you want to make sure you print this out and different forms that are in there. And we may add things as we go, different files. Save them, okay? Because you can use them at any point in time. A big thing about our business is duplication. So if I've created something, take it, use it, make it your own. That's what we want you to do. We want you to duplicate, and same thing for anybody else. Where are we at? That thing's huge. It's huge.
I know. Stop.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, do you want me to pull up the tracker?
Yeah, let's pull up the tracker first, I think, right?
In the files section, we put all kinds of things in here. Now, some of these documents, I mean, you can go through all these documents now if you wanted, but many of them we reference throughout posts later. But I'm just going to pull up the tracker. You can see what we're talking about. So these are essentially the daily activities of a coach. That is not it. There we go. Why does it look like that? I don't know why it looks like that. Anyway, can you see it?
No, I just see the files listed.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I know why. Hang on. 1 second. Now do you see it? No.
No, it's black. Now it's a script.
Oh. Okay. One more time.
Now it's everybody's faces.
It is.
Still black.
It's coming.
There we go. Have you guys seen this? Yes, no?
No.
No? Okay.
I feel like I've seen something like it on the Academy, but
Yes. Okay. Well, we want to stick to the same tracker for everybody, so that way we can, very nice, be able to post and we can see what you're doing. Now, just to give you an example, mine's going to look a little bit different because mine has more lines on it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see mine. Can you see? I print this out every day and I fill it out as I go. So the first thing is, did you do your workout that day? And just put a little check. Okay, go down Monday. Did you do your Shakeology? Did you get your personal development in? I'll be honest, I don't get that done every day. I would like to, but there's only so many hours in a day and I have to prioritize. So if I can fit it in and my eyeballs aren't like plucking out of my head before I go to sleep, I try. But we gonna, what?
One thing with personal development that Lindsay has really talked about lately, because we'll say try and get 10 minutes in a day. She's like, I don't always get in 10 minutes, but even if I read a paragraph, one paragraph of your book, get something in, because it really just helps frame your mindset for the day, even if it's right when you wake up. I know I've been doing the Miracle Morning on the mornings that I've been getting up, which is usually, except for Mondays, have been rough lately. But like I haven't read yet, so I'm reading Get Over Your Damn Self.
Yes.
So even if I read a paragraph or one page, because sometimes if I read at night before I go to bed, like that's all I can get through before I fall asleep. So even just something so that it just helps your mindset. So, okay, that's all.
So I just put check marks next to those if I get it done. Posting on social media, and throughout this group, and I'm sure you've seen in the university, every post doesn't have to be about fitness or clean recipes. You can post about different things. So 3 posts a day, and sometimes I will write down what it is, whether it be a quote or a workout or a health tip, nutrition tip, whatever it is. If I'm talking about my daughter took a long poop, okay, whatever it might be, I'm writing it on there to kind of keep track. Don't laugh, it happens. She loves to announce it when she comes out of the bathroom. Then you want to be adding at least 3 friends a day to your network. Usually it comes up like people you may know. What I like to do is if I really start getting, I don't want to go into my friends right off the bat. That's just me, because especially if you may want to bring them into the business. So I don't want to take away their prospects, but looking at people's friends that that's a good way to go too. That's helped me. Invites. Amanda, you want to take that one?
Sure.
The difference between invites connects?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to adding friends too really quick. Another good place is if you are part of other groups, like mom groups, or if you're a dog lover and you're a part of a Yorkie group, or you love Disney and you're a part of a Disney group, you're connecting with people there, and then you can say they posted something and you commented on their post and you've got a conversation going back and forth, then you might add them as a friend. So those are other places that you can add people to your network. I remember feeling really weird about adding people. When I first was a coach, I don't care anymore. If they don't accept my friend request, they don't accept my friend request.
Yep.
If they do, they do. Like, it's okay. So, and I write their names down whether before they have accepted the friend request. If I add them as a friend, I just write their name down.
Right.
So, like, really, you can get over the, like, I don't know. I remember feeling like, I can't add that person's friend. Like, I don't even know that person. But really, you're wanting to build a network of people that you never know who you're going to help and who you're going to connect with. So, and then invites. Now, one of our vital behaviors is invite, invite, invite. I don't force the invite every day. I used to try and get 3 invites every single day. I'm finding now that, like, it's more valuable when it just becomes, it is becoming more of a regular thing. So it is almost every day, but don't force it, because cold invites are not always fun, but if you're new, since you are new to the business, you have a lot of friends and family that you could still kind of be what we might call cold invite. You could be asking them, like, hey, can you help me out with this? Or can you You know, do you want to join this group with me? I'm just starting. Can you join? Do you want to do this with me? Whereas I'm to the point now, because I've been in this so long, I don't really do that anymore. Really, it's about connecting with people on a personal level. And once I see that it is of value to them, then I invite them. So you'll feel like, if it's feeling forced, then don't invite them, because you don't want it to feel forced. You don't want it to feel like it's not natural and it's not genuine, because it's just going to feel icky. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense, Jackie? Would you agree with that?
Sure does. Absolutely.
We want it to be genuine, right? We're in this business to truly help people. So if it doesn't feel genuine to invite them to something, then don't. So if you only have one invite a day, or you don't have any invites a day, like, that's okay. Also with that, like the business opportunity, inviting to the business opportunity is going to be something that comes along. And again, you want it to be natural. So if you have a challenger in one of your groups that is like a rock star and is like posting motivation and is always commenting and like loving everybody in the group, and, you know, doing what we do as a coach, that's a natural way to be like, hey, have you ever considered doing what I do? Because you're basically doing it already. You're basically being a huge motivator in my group. Like, do you even know what I do as a coach? Would you like to learn more? So, like, again, let it be genuine and let it be natural. It's going to feel a lot better than, because at one point we were like, everybody has to invite. And then people were just like sending out random cold invites and not having any success with it. And that doesn't make you feel good either when you're not feeling successful with it, right? So just know that. Do you want to take it back, Jackie, to Connects?
Yeah, Connects can be any time you connect with a person that is not about Beachbody. So I literally recently, I did something, and maybe somebody will make this mistake too. I added like 1,000 friends. Yep. In like a month. And I have no way to track them now. That was a big boo-boo. So I put a whole bunch of, I did a lot of free groups and invited people, and it worked out great. And I'll tell you that a couple of them have turned into great challengers, even a discount coach and some sales, but there's thousands. So what I actually did, and I don't know if you know this, but you can print out your entire friend list from Facebook. So now I have got the fun job of going person by person to try to reach out to them. So this is what I consider my connecting. It is people that I haven't talked to in a while, or I've never talked to in my case, and starting some kind of a conversation with them. And, you know, sometimes you will send out a message to somebody and they won't respond. And that's okay. Because one of the things I do want to tell you is, don't worry about what other people think of you. Because I think that is a big hiccup for a lot of people, me included. I was worried about what people would think when I started posting, or, you know, I was, like I said, I was a smoker. I wasn't healthy. So, you know, were people going to call me a hypocrite? You know, I was really worried about that. But try not to be, because, you know, you are doing something good and you're being helpful and you're being genuine. And if somebody doesn't like that, they can block you or unfriend you. I mean, the negativity needs to go out the window here with this, okay? Because we're not in this to bother anybody or upset anybody or annoy anybody. And if they don't like what you're doing, you're not doing anything wrong. So try not to let what other people think bother you. But connecting is at least 3 times a day, connecting with somebody. I count Amanda. If I'm messaging with Amanda, I'm counting it. But it's non-Beachbody. Is that how you look at it, Amanda? That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Beachbody related necessarily. It's just connecting with somebody, reconnecting with somebody. So for example, Emily and I might not have talked for a couple of years, let's say, and then I reconnect with her. Hey, how are you doing? You know, or it's one of my new people that I added to my network that I don't know. And maybe I see something that they post and I really connect with it, and I add them. It's also happy birthday messages. Instead of writing happy birthday on people's walls, send them a personal happy birthday message. And I really liked, so I used to do happy birthday. Do you have any plans for your birthday? Where now I'm just doing, Lindsay just talked about this the other day. She just says, happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great day. Almost always they will respond with thank you. And then you can continue the conversation. Oh, did you do anything to celebrate, or are you doing anything this weekend, depending on like when it is? Like if it was today, I would say, and I would wait till the next day. So I send them the happy birthday today. I get a thank you likely today. I won't re-message them back until tomorrow. And then you can kind of, that conversation now has started because you can connect with them on what they, you know, how did you celebrate or whatever. And you can connect with them on that aspect and keep that conversation and try and develop that relationship more. So those are connects. And then,
it makes feel,
go ahead.
I was going to say, it may feel awkward at first. It still does at times for me, but it does become more natural, especially when you lose that, what are they going to, you know, oh my God, they're going to see that I messaged them. Are they going to, you know, what's going to happen? The world's going to end type of mentality of you're nervous, you're scared. Worst case scenario, they ignore you. That's, you know, and you move on to the next person. So once that awkwardness goes away, it'll become more natural. At least that's the way I found it to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then follow-ups are another one that might not happen every day because these are, you message with somebody and maybe they haven't responded. Maybe you've invited them and they didn't respond right away. So you're following up with them. Also really quick about connects. This is almost always how I connect with people. If I've posted on about something, anybody that's liked or commented on that post, I'll send them a message. And that could be an invite even if you feel comfortable enough, depending on what your post is about. So if my post is about something coaching related, but not like a call to action, but it's just talking about how coaching has added value to my life and somebody has liked that, I'll say like, hey, thank you so much for for liking my post. It's not always easy to put myself out there, and be so vulnerable and share, such personal things on Facebook because the world can be cruel. Are you just are you just giving me a pat on the back, or are you interested in learning more about what I do? That's an invite, right? And the same thing can happen if you're talking about a workout post or a Shakeology post and somebody likes or comments on it. You could say the same thing, like, hey, are you just giving me a pat on the back, like, good job for doing what you do? Or do you want to learn more about Shakeology or more about the programs that I do? So those are easy ways to feel that it's not a cold invite because they have liked or, and you're genuinely asking them if they're interested in learning more or not. But that's a great, great way to connect with people. Because I have new people. It might be only a few new people each post, but at this point you probably have a lot of new people or people you haven't connected with in a long time that you can now connect with. And it could just be, if you don't feel comfortable asking that, are you interested in more? You can just ask any question, just say hey, thank you for liking my post. It's not easy to put myself out there. And almost always people are like, I can't believe you do that. That's awesome. I love it. Keep it up. Keep it up. You inspire me every day. Really, they do. So that goes back to what Jackie was saying, don't feel bad posting. The people that don't want to follow you aren't going to follow you, and that's okay. Some of who I thought were my best friends don't follow me, so they hide my posts. So, it is what it is. It's okay. I just get over it, and that's okay. So follow-ups, again, like I said, those are when you have to follow up with somebody. And again, don't feel bad about following up. That's another one. They haven't responded to you. A lot of people don't check their Facebook Messenger like we do. They genuinely forget. Or I've had so many people tell me, I'm so bad at responding. I'm so sorry. Because I'll eventually say, am I bothering you? I don't want to bother you. but I just wanted to check in with you because I know that you were interested at one point. So I'm just double checking back in with you. Or follow-ups also, like I have a lot of people, so I have in my calendar, like I'll have people like, this month's not a good month. Can you, how about follow up with me next month? So I have in January, I now have a list of who's interested for January. So they're going to be a follow-up in a couple weeks, right? So actually, as I'm talking, I have remembered one that I needed to write down. So that I remember, because if you do not write it down or track it, you're not going to remember to do it. Trust me. At least I don't. I have a horrible, horrible memory. All right. Yeah. So that's basically what you should be doing. As a new coach, just 3 people for each of those categories, and keep it simple and don't overwhelm yourself.
Can we go?
Everyone's yawning. I know we're tired. These pregnant mamas.
Amanda, can we go to the news feed?
Yes.
Where we saw the stop sign?
Yes. Let me reshare that screen. Okay.
Okay. So I just wanted to say, you're going to see this every night. It's going to be the same annoying stop sign. And underneath it, we're going to be accountable for our actions like you are in your accountability groups for your health and fitness. We're going to do that for our business. So if you scroll down, I did post in it first so you could see what we would like you to do. So basically, by going off of that weekly tracker, when you print it out, going in order, I write down my workout, my Shakeology. If I had my personal development, I would put it there. You could just say PD, or you can say what it actually is. I had more than is expected. I had 9 ads today. I had 6 invites, 7 connects, and 13 follow-ups. Now, I had, like Amanda was talking, I had just recently done a transformation post. Actually did 2 of them in the last week. So anybody who liked my transformation posts or commented, I messaged. And then I, depending on how they respond, I usually respond with "thank you so much." Same thing Amanda said. It's really hard to be vulnerable. Really appreciate the support. And just say, I usually run monthly accountability groups, for health and fitness. And I was wondering, is that something you might be interested in learning more about? And that's usually my in for anybody who's liked it. And then some people will just say, no, not at this time, but you look great or whatever. Or there'll be people that'll say yes, and then you can go on from there. So every time I do any type of transformation post, that's usually your biggest, for me anyways, that's the most likes, the most comments, because I'm finding a picture of me that I am not looking good in at all. It's not flattering. And then I'm putting a nicer picture by it. And, and depending what I say, it brings people in. So I have a lot of follow-ups over the next couple of days because I keep going back and forth with a lot of people. But we expect you to do this every night so that way we know where you're at and we know if you're struggling in some areas and if you are excelling in some areas. The rule of thumb here is 3. You may have 5 new ads, it may just happen that way. You may connect with 10 people and it just happens that way. But I think the goal here is you want to try to hit 3 every day, with the exception of the follow-ups. If they're not there, they're not there. But as you start to, do this every day, you will hit follow-ups. So it just depends.
Good.
Sound good?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so just, like she said, post in here. And we will too, so that we're helping you see like what we do. But don't get discouraged if we have more than 3. Just remember that we've been doing this longer and have more people to talk to it. I know it's almost 9, so I don't want to keep you much longer, but does anybody have questions? Jackie will be going live on Thursday night, so as questions come up, essentially
be there with me.
Yeah, so jump on with
Be there. Don't make me do it by myself.
I have a board meeting Thursday night, so I will be presenting to the school board, so I will not be on, but you can all be thinking.
Everybody else will.
But we'll be posting like 1 to 2 things, which as you've seen since December 1st, we've been posting about Facebook and like, what was today's? Now I don't even remember what this morning's was. Oh, objections already. Responding to your invite. So just take the time to read through these things. Most of the time it's just something quick. Many times it's more than one step. So just know, so like there was step 1, step 2. So responding to your invites, sometimes it's 2 posts and they're, throughout the day. So you're learning a little bit more throughout the day. But again, just maybe each night. Oh, you don't even see what I'm looking at. Sorry. Each day or night, whenever you have time, just stop in and check in with the group, read what has been posted, and then post your accountability. And ask questions. Ask anything. Any questions that you have. If you're having trouble, you can message your coach or you can message one of us. Are you back? Are you still there?
This is mainly for Kate and Jennifer. She's talking about the calls. Tuesday night, we will not be on Go-Getters calls. We'll be on Heart Inspiration calls, okay? Essentially, there's so much in this group, guys, so just take your time. Just don't feel overwhelmed, and it'll always be there. So if you don't get to read it today and you fall a little bit behind, it's okay. Save things, and again, you can always go back. So if it just seems like too much and, you're really working on something else, just don't feel overwhelmed. I know it's a lot. It really is. And I'm guilty because I felt very overwhelmed. So I'm the pot calling the kettle black here, but try to save things and it'll always be there for you. Now, is she coming back? You're coming back?
Yeah. Okay.
We weren't going to let you back in.
My internet got wonky, I guess. So,
yeah, guys, stop talking bad about her. She's back.
but yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. Just check in each day, ask questions. If you need help responding, that's what I was saying. If you need help responding to messages, Susan's been screenshotting messages and be like, how do I respond to this? What should I respond to this? You can message it to your coach individually, or you can post it in the group too, because it would definitely be helpful if you posted it in the group and then one of us responded to it to give you suggestions, because that would help all of you. So if you're not sure how to handle an objection, we can definitely help you with that. So, all right, we are going to take a picture. So just smile.
So everybody look pretty and smile.
Oh no. Hang on. Okay. Smile. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Is everyone good? Any questions? All right. This was great. I hope it was helpful and you kind of understand what's going to happen now. And again, we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.